how do people find it in general? Like, it seems like you don't, or how do people find any of your new stuff? I know Nugget, you went on Indie Hackers and did a little bit of interaction, but
this is what. So basically, in the Nugget Academy itself, it teaches a number of different ways to launch a product and validate a product. Mm-hmm. And so, one thing about me is I do create a lot of products because I'm looking for a product that validates really well, so that I can then double down and scale it and scale its success. So the standard, depending on the type of product, I launch it in different ways. But with Speak, the first thing that I'll do is I'll come up with the idea. Then I will talk to a few people via Slack or on the phone about the idea and just get a general gut feel, what people think about. Is it even worth me? So remember the hyper iteration thing. So I want to iterate as quickly as possible. Well, if I speak to 5 people and they all say, dude, that's not just dumb, but like that is going to be a waste of your life. If everyone says that, then I'm going to be like, I'd have to feel pretty strongly about it to move beyond just that. So there's a lot of stuff that just gets killed dead in the water that way. Then the next thing I do is I'll sort of work up a landing page, and that'll just be super simple with like a headline and with some basic concepts about it, some basic features of it, and that landing page. Then I'll use that. I'll put an emailing list on and get people to join an emailing list and come into a Slack, and then I'll start talking to the people about the product.
How would those people first hit the landing page, though?
Well, so there's different ways. So it just depends on the product. So if it's a product that feels right to be introduced through Indie Hackers, then I'll do an Indie Hackers post. If it's a product that feels right to go through BetaList, betalist.com, which is very, very good for certain products, then I'll put it there. If it's a product that feels right to be validated via buying ads on Google AdSense or post. So there's really multiple different strategies, but it relies on what the product is and who the product market is. Okay. So a consumer product like TaskFlow and Speak, which is also Speak is an in-between. It's kind of a consumer product, but it's a consumer product for website owners. So I put that. By the way, if anyone is watching this wants to check out Speak, you can go to speakhq.co. And what it does is it lets people. That's a good idea. It basically lets people present video on their website. Present on their website without video. So it sort of lets you do a screencast on a single web page, and you can move the mouse around, and you can go that. And I've already got. I think at this point it's about 60 beta signups, and the way that I did that was by putting it on BetaList, betalist.co, and you pay .com, and you can pay. I think you can either just put it on there for free and it takes 3 months to get on, or you can spend $150 or $199 and just get it on straight away. So for me, it's well worth spending that money, and I've done it with multiple products on there, and then that will create thousands of viewers of traffic. Okay. But it only creates that if it's the right product. So, for example, I did a product. So, Speak is the right product because it's consumer, but it's consumer for people who have websites. But lots of people who have websites. Right. So that's why I got like 50 signups straight away. Then those people, a fair percentage of them came into a new Slack group that I created, and then I set up meetings and I did FaceTime calls like this with people about the product. And all the indications of the product are from those meetings that it's not the sort of flywheel revenue product that I should focus on right now. Mm-hmm. It's got a lot of potential, but it's the wrong. There's this thing about scale, like are you working at the right scale for where you are at as a founder?
Right.
And that product is the wrong scale for where I am. That product is if I already had a couple of $100,000 in the bank, that I could spend in a product, let's say 500,000 or $1 million or something, like this would be something like this would be perfect for Rob Walling after he'd done Hittail or something like that. Mm. You know what I mean?
Well,
that would be absolutely perfect.
I didn't want to pull it on a big tangent. I was just curious how you were getting people there, because what I've noticed on Indie Hackers, or even with a lot of friends in this Line chat group. Line is like Taiwan and Japan and Thailand's version of WhatsApp. They'll generally just go everywhere. They'll go to like Reddit. They'll go to like 10 different subreddits. They'll go to Indie Hackers. They'll go to Hacker News. Go to Product Hunt. Just everywhere where it's free to post, they'll post it. And obviously, you weren't you weren't trying that hard in that way, at least.
Yeah, and I think that's also a function of I'm not connected to the idea, and this is something that I teach in the academy as well, is that if you get super invested in an idea at that early stage, it's really problematic because you're kind of all in on the idea, but you haven't validated it. You haven't gone through fast validation iterations. And then 6 months later, you realize what you could have realized in the first couple of weeks if you'd just been not so all in on it and just spoken to more people about it and realized, there's a major Achilles heel. It doesn't work with me as a founder for these reasons, you know? So that's what I really try and avoid up front. And it's difficult. But some of them get further along the path until I realize, that's what the problem with this is.